I want to understand from you the day when you told Mr. Murthy that you should be part of Infosys as well, because you were part of the story from the very start. You provided the seed capital. You in fact provided the very differentiating idea that Infosys should focus on the export market as opposed to the domestic market. And when you finally thought that this was an opportunity for you to be part of the company, he said no. And that wasn't an easy one for you to accept.
No, but one more important thing, she was as qualified, in most ways,
exactly.
more qualified than all the 6 or 7 of us. That is also very important. Not that she was not qualified.
Exactly.
So therefore, that's very important, yeah.
So why did you say no then?
No, again, you know, I had this feeling that good corporate governance means not bringing family into it, because those days, it was only family rule. All kinds of children used to come and run the company. There used to be a violation of all laws. But later on, Shereen, I must tell you this, a few years ago, I had a long discussion with a couple of professors of philosophy from 2 extremely well-known universities in the world, and they said I was wrong. You know, they said, Mr. Murthy, you are wrong, because as long as the other party has the merit, whether it's your wife, your son, your daughter, as long as that person has the merit, as long as they go through the normal procedure, you have no right to prevent that person from being part of the thing, because you are then taking away some of your right. That's why, I don't know if you remember, when we had the discussion, I openly said I was wrong. Now I don't believe this. I think what I was doing those days was wrong. I was wrongly idealistic. And in some way, I think I was influenced a lot by the environment of those days.
So you paid the price for his idealism in a sense. I know you accepted the decision, but I don't believe you still agreed with it.
Well, I always believe, look, in given set of circumstances, what is the best way to react?
She thinks almost like Harvard University president.
I'm not a Harvard professor or anything. I'm a very simple.
You may want to drop that.
You could have been MIT. You could have been MIT, but you chose to give up and move to telco.
So I said, no, Murthy is hell-bent upon that I should not come. Then he said, you join and I will drop. So, no, suppose I joined, I would have also worked very hard. But go, you know, this was the license Raj. That time we had to sit in Delhi, you have to sit in Washington. See, with 2 children, how will I sit there for 3 months, 6 months? It was practically not possible, right? Though if it's an office, I can work day and night. But going and sitting in Delhi, he says, okay. And knowing Murthy, suppose he takes a decision, right or wrong, he will stick to that. That I knew. That I knew. Once he takes that, then it has to be done. Now I can say, okay, I will join, then he will leave and he will not come. And it will affect Infosys. Now I have what choice I have? Well, when I should take up a job and Murthy will be at home, or he will take some other job. Infosys, his dream, or probably India's dream at that moment, will not come up. Now if I don't take job, only I will be hurt. But it is good for the family, good for the children, it is good for the company, and good for Murthy. So when there are 4 good and 1 negative, and negative is about me, and I will manage it.
So you eventually decided to step back, accept the decision of not being a part of Infosys.
That is what brain said, but heart did not accept it. Heart said, no, I have to work, because I love technology. I used to love technology. And your own company, you can work hard, you can see, the joy is different, you know. It is not money. It's the joy of working with your colleagues, making a product or service or it is something very nice. And I always enjoyed that in telco. And that I have to give up. For everything, there is a price.
Now that you acknowledge the fact that you were wrong about someone with merit who happened to be a family member coming back or being a part of Infosys, today, I mean, if your second child were to say that I want to be part of Infosys, what would you say? If Rohan were to say he wants to be part of Infosys?
I think he's even stricter than I am in these ideas. He will never say that, never, never. First of all, I am just a shareholder of Infosys. Yeah. I have not been consulted on any issue in Infosys in the last since August 4th or 5th, 2017, when Nandan took over. Not once. It's the right thing. I mean, he's doing it the way we all did. Okay, so apart from being the largest family shareholders of Infosys, we have nothing else to do with Infosys. That's the reality.
What would you say has been your biggest regret when you talk about disappointing or not meeting expectations or letting someone down? What would you qualify as your biggest regret today?
No, I think I have not been a great father. I could have been much better, a lot better, but thanks to Sudha, that particular lacuna was filled up. I have been very tough with my colleagues, very, very tough, without exception. But I have never done anything with a desire to take advantage of that situation, with a desire to benefit from those things. My whole emphasis was always, even today, for example, so many times I tell Pandu, you know, we had some foreigner coming. I told Pandu, have you checked this, have you checked that, have you checked that, have you checked that? Then he just, as a little bit surprised, he looked at me. I said, I'm doing all this because I don't want India to look bad. So in everything that I have done so far, to the best of my ability, I have tried to make India look good, to the best of my ability. I have tried to make Infosys succeed. I have tried to be as generous as possible as to all my colleagues, but when it is a question of excellence, when it is a question of doing what is necessary on time, within budget, no, I have not. I don't, you know, because my bosses didn't give me two. They were probably 10 times tougher than I have ever been to any of my colleagues, or to my children, or even to my wife. But that's the way I am.
So what is the advice that you've given Akshata and Rohan, you know, from your own learnings, from your own experiences, as well as from your own mentors? I mean, JRD Tata was a mentor to you, and I know that you follow his advice of giving back to society on the back of the success that you have earned very seriously. But what is it that you would like to pass on to Akshata and to Rohan?
I told Akshata and Rohan these things. Akshata, I told, we should always live within our means. You and your husband together, whatever money you make, whether it's big money or small money, you have to live within your means, okay? Because we lived always within. I never ever spent more than what I earned, okay? So that there will not be tension in life. If your income is 100, spend 80, 60, 70. Don't cross that. Rohan, both of them the same advice, no different, you know. Both of them I have told, have good values in life, you know. Nothing remains with you, like what Buddha says. Whatever is there, it perishes in life. But be good to others and do your work. The day you stop learning, you will become old person.
Are you surprised by the blowback that this 70-hour week comment of yours has got?
No, I rationalized it this way. If anybody that has performed much better than me in their own field, not necessarily in my field, I would respect, I would call them, and I would say, where do you think I was wrong in saying this? But I didn't find, a lot of my Western friends, a lot of NRIs, a lot of good people in India called me, and without exception, they were all very happy. They all said, whether it's 70, 60, that's not the issue. The issue is that we have to work hard in this country because the poor farmer works very hard. You know, the poor factory worker works very hard. So therefore, those of us who received education at a huge discount thanks to the subsidy from the government for all these education students. In my case, I got scholarship right from my pre-university, national scholarship. So I said, we owe it to the less fortunate citizens of India to work extremely hard. So therefore, whenever somebody who has performed better than me comments on it, I would take it very seriously, but not otherwise, no.
I come from a doctor's family. My father used to work more than 70 hours a week. My sister is a doctor. She also works more than 70 hours. Murthy has worked 90 hours a week.
No, here I used to go 6.5 days. Even in Electronic City, I used to work 6.5 days. And every day I would leave home at 6 a.m. in the morning. I would be in the office at 6:20. And I would leave by about 8:15, 8:30. Then only Mohan would leave. And then I would be home by about 9:15, 9:30. Children would be ready. We would take them to McFast or one of those pizza joints or something. Those days, there were no Pizza Hut. And we would have a wonderful time up to 11, 11:30. So, and I used to do it for 6 days a week. It's about 6.5 days, 13 to 14 hours a day, 6.5 days a week. That was. And I've done it. Therefore, one thing I have followed, and that whatever advice I have given to others, I think by and large I have followed it. I have not given advice to people without having done it myself.